Hi, second graders. Today we're going to be finishing out the last lesson of Unit 4, Module A. You don't have any work to do after this. You're just going to be listening and watching and thinking along with me. So for this lesson, it's lesson 13, and we're going to be comparing story structures in texts. The two texts that we're going to be talking about are Seek the Sun and The Earth Dragon Awakes. Both are books or stories that you have listened to over the past couple of weeks. All right, so I'm going to move over to our Getting Engaged slide. It says, today we'll think about how the structure of each story shapes the reader's understanding of the characters and events. Remember, the structure of each story is like how the author chose to set it up. Who's telling the story, what order it goes in, how long the story takes. So we're going to examine the structure of the stories again. I'm going to start off, let's see, by taking a look at this close read question. I'm going to move it over a little bit for us. The question says, why do you think the author uses the word stubborn on page 102 to describe the Travises and others? Could the word stubborn be used to describe the characters in Seek the Sun? All right, so when I think about the word stubborn, I think about it being a character trait. It is a word that describes how somebody is or how they are acting. And when I think about the word stubborn, I think about somebody who does not give up. They get their mind set on something and they don't give up on that idea. So when I think about the Travises and how they really wanted to stay with their house in San Francisco, even though the earthquake had caused all of those fires all around them and they knew there was danger, they kept saying, no, 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 we are sticking with our house. We are not leaving it. Now, of course, at the very end, they did have to leave their home because it just got too dangerous. But part of the reason that they didn't leave until the very, very end was that they were, actually, especially Mr. Travis, was feeling very stubborn. I also know that they are not going to leave San Francisco at the end. They're going to stick with San Francisco, the city that they love, and they're going to rebuild it. And so you could use a lot of words to describe that, maybe dedicated or passionate, but some might use the word stubborn, not giving up. Okay, so then at the next part it says, could the word stubborn be used to describe the characters in Seek the Sun? Now, sometimes when we think about the word stubborn, we think of it as being like a negative thing. And sometimes it can be used in a negative way. If somebody is being so stubborn that they're not changing their mind, that can be negative. For example, if Maya said, Mommy, can I have a piece of candy? And I said, no, Maya, you can't have any right now. We're going to be eating dinner soon. And she said, but Mommy, I really want a piece of candy and I'm going to have one. And then she kept kind of talking back and not giving it up. Then I might say, well, Maya, you're being really stubborn about this. And it would be kind of a negative thing. But in Seek the Sun, the characters are being stubborn because they're also not giving up on wanting to have the sunlight hitting their home and on their home. They don't just say, oh, well, this is a bummer. I guess we can't have any sunlight on our home anymore. We should just have all these buildings built around us. They don't say that. They say, we need to speak to our neighbors about this, and then we need to go to the government and see if they can help us. So they're being stubborn by not giving up on protecting their happiness. Okay, so the next part says, what is an important difference in the overall structures of both texts? Like the structure meaning how are they set up? And it's asking for what is an important difference, right? So when I think about how each of these texts is organized, one of the things that I notice is that, oops, let's see, Earth Dragon takes place over a short period of time, but Seek the Sun takes place over a longer period of time. And you probably noticed that too. When the teachers were reading Earth Dragon to you, you probably noticed that we said the date and the time, and really the whole chapter book only took place over a couple of days. But Seek the Sun took place over a longer period of time, because remember, the couple, it shows them going and seeking their little fortune, and then after a while, a company came in and built that big tall house or tall building, and then it took a while for them to talk to their neighbors. So it was just a longer period of time. So that's one thing that I noticed that was different. The other thing that I noticed that was different was that in the Earth Dragon, the story kept shifting back and forth between two different families and both of their different perspectives about what was happening in their city. So I could say in Earth Dragon, the story gets switched back and forth between two different families. I'm going to have to make this smaller. In Seek the Sun, the story is focused mainly on one family. Okay, so we do get the perspective of the neighbors in Seek the Sun, but we're getting mostly the perspective of the sandal maker and his wife. All right, now the next thing we're going to look at is our reading analysis. At the end of both of our stories, the characters share a similar idea. They will build something new in the city where they live. Let's compare and contrast what they are rebuilding and how they feel about it. Okay, so in Earth Dragon, they decide they decide that they will rebuild the city of San Francisco. Okay, and in Seek the Sun, they will build a park that they can, let me change that. They will build a park in which they can enjoy the sun. So they're going to keep rebuilding or keep building within that park. That's where they're going to plant their flowers. They're going to plant probably vegetables. So that's the part that they're rebuilding. Whereas in Earth Dragon, the people that live there, including the characters, are going to have to rebuild the whole city. So I think when I think about the Earth Dragon characters and how they feel about it, they probably feel a little bit overwhelmed. It's a very big job. So I'm going to write overwhelmed, but they're also hopeful, right? They have not given up hope. They have not said, forget it, we can't do this, it's too big. No, they're going to be stubborn in a positive way and say, we're not giving up. This is our home and we love it here and we're sticking with it. So also in Seek the Sun, I would say that the people in that neighborhood also feel hopeful, and I think they feel excited because now they have a comfortable place where they can enjoy the sun, grow their plants, hang their laundry or their blankets to get some air, and do all the things that they normally do in a bright and sunny spot. All right, guys, great listening to this part. Remember, there's no work for you to do after this. It was just a listening part. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.